Just when you think the week can't get any worse, the universe hits you with something totally unexpected. Wait, what's going on? So, well, that happened. Apparently, I was just hacked from none other than the genius hacker herself, Silverwolf, who wanted me to let all of you know something. That something, of course, being 2023's biggest hit, Hawkeye Star Rail, just released her first major update 1.1 featuring none other than Silverwolf herself. Hawkeye Star Rail is a fully cross-platform compatible free-to-play turn-based space fantasy RPG from Hoyoverse, the creators of Genshin Impact. Star Rail is actually one of my personal favorite gacha games right now. I poured over 60 hours into this game total. I've streamed it a number of times. I've successfully pulled Sela, Silverwolf, and admittedly I failed at obtaining Papa Jingyuan, as much as that pains me to admit. If you have ever been interested in playing this game and you want to remain in direct control of your PC, avoiding what just happened to me, now is the perfect opportunity to jump on in. Join the Astral Express's crew as you attempt to save the galaxy one world at a time by clicking that link in the description and the pinned comment below. There, I did what you said. Can I now have control of my... Star Wars: The Old Republic is an example of an MMO that is neither a success nor a failure. It gets semi-regular updates every year, admittedly not to the quality of WoW or Final Fantasy XIV, but much larger than Blade and Soul and other free MMOs. Case in point, patch 7.3 titled Old Wounds, which rolls out on June 13th just next week. Players will return to Planet Voss to explore the never-before-seen Interpreter's Retreat while uncovering the secrets of a newly found relic of Darth Nul. Additionally, EA is also moving the development of the game from BioWare to Broadsword Games, with roughly half of the 80 active members of the development team transitioned to other areas of the company, and the other half laid off, something that is deeply disappointing and disconcerting to hear. I've covered Tarisland repeatedly since it was announced. Literally the same day WoW was announced to be shutting down within China, Tarisland was announced to the world. This was an MMO set to replace WoW by essentially becoming a Chinese quality MMO with cross-platform functionality between PC and mobile devices. Despite what you might think of Tarisland or its origins, the fact remains, China is launching the MMO globally with a confirmed global closed beta planned for June 27, 2023. That's just a little over 2 weeks away. Pre-registration is currently open and available, with North American players only allowed to play via PC, which really isn't an issue for me, with the rest of the world being able to log in and play via Android devices. I know most of you are prioritizing Diablo 4 right now over Lost Ark, and that is totally understandable. Diablo 4 is of course the shiny new thing, but in an active effort to recapture the attention of some of their lost players, Amazon have confirmed a brand new update is coming on June 14th. The update is pretty massive as it introduces an entirely new continent, Elgacia, features a whole new storyline, new 4-player dungeons amongst others. Ashfall, announced last year with a release date slated for 2023, has been delayed into 2024, which isn't entirely surprising to most of us as it was somewhat expected. It is a fairly unique MMO, taking a lot of inspiration from the Fallout games and implementing the theme into a game on the scale of an MMO. Despite the confirmation that the game would suffer a delay, the devs did open pre-registration for an upcoming beta test scheduled for July. The beta test will be available globally and will run for an undisclosed duration. Honestly, I've never played an Oriental post-apocalyptic MMO, so even if this turns out to be kind of bad, it should still be a new experience. Closers Online is pretty much dead. I think there are less than 100 active players logging in to play the game every day, which is kind of disappointing given how excited I was at the time of its release several years ago. Nevertheless, with its inevitable death comes the rise of its spiritual successor, Closers RT New Order. New Order is a brand new game with a whole new style of gameplay. Where Closers Online was a horizontal brawler, much like Dungeon Fighter Online or MapleStory, New Order is a third-person action game like Soul Worker, which honestly looks like it'll work a lot better, or it would work a lot better, if not for the fact that it's not a PC-exclusive game, as it is a mobile game, ruins any chance it might have had to capture the audience that the PC version did. Pax Dei is an MMO that many of us are curious about. We're not sure if it looks good or is just another crappy indie MMO. Realistically, only time will tell at this juncture. Regardless, from what I've seen, I am relatively positive, and seeing that the developers are actively making fun of the state of the game or via the posting of pictures depicting bugs and errors is a little bit reassuring. Beta tests are filled with bugs, and anyone that thinks that this is not the case, that beta test phases should be a method with which to play the game in its entirety, is an idiot. With this in mind, the studio behind Pax Dei confirmed that while they're working towards a larger alpha at one point in the future, they do have a lot to show, and they plan on doing so at the PC Gaming Show on Sunday, June 11th, tomorrow, which means it will have a lot to look forward to. It's no secret that Tower of Fantasy has been in a constant state of decline. Over the last 9 months, it has gone from upwards of $34 million per month and tens of millions of players to a mere $1.7 million earned per month across trackable platforms. Player concurrency has dropped quite significantly, and the devs are well aware of this. To combat the surplus of dead servers and inactivity, the devs have confirmed that they are merging servers together, consolidating a whopping 47 servers together into a mere 9. 2 specifically targeting North American players, meaning the entirety of North America will be spread across 2 small servers only. Server merges are always a bad sign for the health of an MMO. And finally, 2 weeks ago, Bandai Namco and Amazon Game Studios confirmed Blue Protocol was going to suffer a delay pertaining exclusively to its global release, with the global version of the game pushed back into 2024, an undisclosed point in 2024 at that, meaning it could theoretically release in December 2024 for all we know. Naturally, this has upset a lot of players, potential players looking to experience the game as was promised this year. Regardless, Bandai Namco have confirmed that they are releasing the game within Japan on June 14th, just next week. They have open pre-registration for players that are interested, but thus far have imposed IP restrictions to prevent foreigners from accessing the game. Meaning to play it, you're required to utilize a VPN like NordVPN, ExpressVPN, or whatever free one that you can get your hands on. Additionally, as I know this is a topic of contention originally, they released information on a brand new 6th class, the Blitz Lancer, coming in August, a mere 2 months after release. It was also confirmed that Amazon would be theoretically launching Blue Protocol in the West with all additions and alterations Japan has. Not necessarily content, but cosmetic options and classes. So we will be behind in terms of content, but not in terms of everything. Also, quick note, we will be streaming this as it launches in Japan, so come on over and follow us on Twitch if you want to see this in real time. And that's it. That is all of the MMO news that mattered to me today. If you think that I missed something, please let me know down in the comments below and I will make sure to take a look. Until then, I got you covered with 2 videos you definitely need to check out. One featuring every single MMORPG launching this month, the other featuring something else entirely.